Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenge of Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So, we're talking about the solar eclipse that will be taking place in Pisces, April 2024. This is going to be for all signs. So, if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. If you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Alright, so this solar eclipse will be taking place in Pisces on April 8th. And it will be conjunct Venus. Okay. So, we gotta keep Venus's house lordship in mind, because Venus isn't usually part of an eclipse. Now, this is going to be for your Vedic Sidereal Ascendant, Moon, and Sun sign. That's what we're going to read from. If you don't know your Vedic Sidereal placements, you can look up a Vedic Sidereal birth chart calculator, or get a much more detailed Vedic Sidereal birth chart from my website. But just keep in mind, these are not your Western tropical placements. I practice Vedic Sidereal Astrology. So, we're going to jump right in. And we're going to be looking at all the signs. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're kicking this off with Aries. Aries, for you, the solar eclipse on April 8th will be taking place in your 12th house. So, 12th house, sign of Pisces. Now, Sun and Moon are always there with either Rahu or Ketu during an eclipse. But Venus is here. So Venus is the important part of this. Venus is your second and your seventh lord. Planet that controls your family, your relationships, your finances, your business partner. So, if you're already dealing with the loss of a family member, loss of a relationship, there could be something significant tied to that during this eclipse. There could be something significant with loss of finances. Remember, 12th house is loss. Your spouse, the person you're in a relationship with, they could travel to a far off place. A family member could travel to a far off place. Family member or your spouse could become more spiritual. There can be more investing when it comes to your business. Remember, because Venus mainly controls the sign of Libra. Libra is your 7th house. So we see business investing can be very significant as well. But 12th house is also foreign lands, foreign people. It's spirituality, bed pleasure, whether sex or sleep. So hopefully this eclipse shows more of a sex life. Or more spirituality. Congrats. Either way. But this can definitely show you could travel as well. 12th house is also isolation. Anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. So there could be some health issue that you, a spouse, a family member are dealing with, where you have to go to a hospital or, see a doctor. So, that's what we see for you though, Aries. Pretty simple. Moving on to Taurus. Alright, Taurus. This solar eclipse is taking place in your 11th house, in the sign of Pisces on April 8th. Okay. Now, Venus is the important part here, because Venus isn't normally part of an eclipse. Or at least it isn't always, like Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu. So Venus is here. Venus is the lord of your Ascendant, Taurus. Or, Moon or Sun sign, whichever. And also rules your 6th house. But Libra is its main sign, so that's going to be the main energy. Okay, so first house is you, your physical health, your body. Sixth house is health issues, accidents. It's your coworkers, it's enemies, it's debt. Sixth house is pets, maternal aunts and uncles. It's health issues, accidents. So, with that being in the 11th house, that energy is being brought to the 11th house, and there will be something significant to these two houses tied to the eclipse in the 11th house. So, 11th house is your elder siblings, it's your paternal aunts and uncles, it's your friends, your network circle, large organizations, it's gains, it's hopes, wishes, desires. So with this, we see that there could be a fight with you and a friend. Why? Because first lord of you, Venus, and sixth lord of fights is in the 11th house. There could be a fight between you and a friend, between you and an elder sibling, between you and a paternal aunt or uncle. There could be conflict with a large organization as well. But 11th house is 6th from the 6th house. So it's also a house that represents the 6th house as well, the higher form of the 6th house. So 6th house is pets. This means you could get a new pet during this eclipse as well. You could earn enough money that you're able to pay off your debts. There could be significant financial gain during this eclipse. There can be an accident involving you and friends, or you and an elder sibling, or you and a paternal aunt and uncle. So be careful, especially while driving. But there can also be, like I said, health issues as well. And that would either be your friends, your elder sibling, your paternal aunts and uncles. Now, you could gain through a legal matter as well. Sixth house is legal disputes. So there could be gain from that. You can find out that a friend is an enemy. But these are the kinds of themes that we can see playing out on April 8th with this solar eclipse. Okay. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini. The solar eclipse is taking place in your 10th house. And Venus is here. Venus isn't always part of an eclipse, so we see that something significant tied to Venus will take place during this eclipse. Venus rules your 12th house with Taurus and your 5th house with Libra. But Libra is the main sign that Venus rules. Okay, so this is taking place in the 10th house. First off, the 12th house is spirituality. It's losses. It's investing. Because you have to lose money temporarily to make money through an investment. Okay, it's also bed pleasure, whether sex or sleep. It's foreign travel, foreign people. 5th house is education, speculative gain through gambling, stock market. It's also 11th from the 7th house of business, so it's the gain of your business. So we see it's also financial gain tied to business. It's also 8th from the 10th house. It's a change and transformation of your career. So now all this energy is going into the 10th house. 10th house is your career, your status. It's your fame. It's government. It's your workplace. Your coworkers, your bosses, people you deal with at work. Tenth house is your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're retired, 10th house is still very important. Everybody has karma to perform in this world. So, what we see with this is there could be a change of job. That's something that we can see. Because the Lord that controls the 5th house of sudden change of career is in the 10th house of career. That becomes very significant. There could be promotion with this even. There can be investing in your career. 5th house is also the house of past life good karma. So we see that could be coming into play in your career. There could be improvement in your career from this. There can be investing in your career, especially if you have a business of some kind. But we also see there could be losses tied to career. This can go either way. There can also be education tied to your career, tied to your status. Your karmic actions could be tied to helping foreign people. There could be travel tied to your career. If you're older and have children, maybe your children start working with you. Maybe you have a family business. Also, 5th house is romance. And Venus rules the 5th house and the 12th house. 12th house is foreign people, it's bed pleasure, sex and sleep. It's in the 10th house. So you could begin a romance with somebody at work. It could even be a foreign person. These are some of the things that we can see with this eclipse. That will be taking place on April 8th. Alright, moving on to Cancer. Cancer, the solar eclipse is taking place in your 9th house. And Venus is going to be with the solar eclipse. So, solar eclipse usually has, well, always has, sun and moon, and either Rahu or Ketu. But now Venus is getting involved. Venus rules your 4th house of Libra, primarily, and Taurus, your 11th house, secondary. So it's bringing the energy of those to the 9th house. Well, 4th house is mother, home, land, real estate, vehicles, comfort, happiness. 11th house is friends, elder sibling, paternal aunts and uncles. 11th house is hopes, wishes, desires, gains, large organizations. So now all of this energy is being brought into the 9th house. 9th house is long distance travel, pilgrimage. It's your father figures, your teachers. It's higher education. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's publishing. So, what we see here, there could be some significant travel here. Could be with your mother and father and an older sibling. Or, some variation of these family members. Paternal aunts and uncles could even be involved. You could be taking a road trip. 4th Lord of Vehicles is involved in the 9th house of travel. You could be moving during this eclipse. That can also be seen with this. But yeah, you could also be traveling with friends. You could be getting higher education. Who knows? Maybe you work in, real estate or with vehicles. Maybe you're getting education tied to that. There could be something significant going on between your mother and father. We see a lot of family involvement with the 4th, 11th, and 9th house being involved. Also, there could be major gain. 9th house is also a house of luck and fortune. The Lord of your 11th house of gains is going into the house of fortune. So you could be gaining significantly. Also, something very significant could be going on with your father in particular, or with your teachers, your gurus. But alright, that's what I have for you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Leo, solar eclipse is taking place in your 8th house. So, Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved with an eclipse. But Venus is here now. So, Venus is your 3rd and 10th lord. But it rules Libra primarily. Taurus is secondary. In the 8th house. So, 3rd house is younger sibling. It's, well, younger siblings. It's cousins. It's neighbors. It's media, marketing, sales. It's your skills, your efforts. It's a house of sports and creativity, arts. 3rd house is communication of all kinds, including writing. It's also short distance travel. But it can also be long distance travel because 12th from the 4th house. Which means foreign lands, because it's the loss of the homeland. It's farthest away from the homeland. Now, it ruling the 10th house. That's career, status, fame. It's your workplace. It's government. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So, all this is going into the 8th house. So, if you're involved in media, there can be a sudden change, especially in a media career, writing career. There can be a big change with your younger sibling. Big transformation of your career can be here either way, though. Because 3rd house is also 8th from the 8th. It's the higher form of transformation. In the main house of transformation, the 8th house. So transformation and sudden ups and downs becomes very big here. But yeah, so this could be change of job. This could be losing a job, gaining a job. This could even be promotion. But 8th house is also joint finances and relationships and business. 8th house is your in-laws. 8th house is research, the occult. It's a house of sex, taxes, other people's money. It's a house of death. So, we also see there can be a big change with your in-laws. For sure we can see that. I mean, the 8th lord from the 8th house of in-laws is here. So there could be a big change with your in-laws. There could be a big change in joint finances. Whether in relationships or business. If your career requires research or is tied to the occult, this can also be very big. This can be very good for you. Alright. Remember, this is going to take place on April 8th. That's what I have for you, Leo. Virgo. Virgo. The solar eclipse is taking place in your 7th house. On April 8th. So, Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved with an eclipse. But Venus isn't always involved. So Venus becomes very important here. Venus is the lord of your 2nd and your 9th house of Libra and Taurus, but it mainly rules Libra. So 2nd house is family, it's it's finances, earnings, savings. These are your personal earnings and savings, not joint finances. Sorry. Now, 9th house is your father figures. It's your mentors, teachers, gurus. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage. Ninth house is religion, philosophy, the law. It's also publishing. It's higher education. So all this is being brought into your 7th house. 7th house is relationships. It's business, business partner. It's 10th from the 10th house. It's the higher form of your status, higher form of your career, higher form of your fame. It's 4th from the 4th. It's the higher form of your comfort and happiness. It's home away from home. So this can be a new home. It's also 4th, from the 4th. So 4th house is vehicles as well. This could be a new vehicle. So you could be earning money through business during this solar eclipse. There could be significant financial gain. There could be education tied to your business. There could be something significant with your family. In particular, your father and your spouse. Maybe your father's coming to visit. Or, you're visiting family. But there could be, travel with your spouse, with your significant other. There can be, luck and fortune in business. Because 9th house is also luck and fortune. And it's being brought to the 7th house of relationships and business. There could be luck in relationships. Maybe you begin a new relationship on this solar eclipse. There can be a big change when it comes to your business, your fame, your career, even if you aren't in business. You get a new home, a new car. You could get married or move in with your partner. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. All right, Libra. The solar eclipse is taking place in your 6th house. And Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved with an eclipse. But we also see Venus is here. That becomes very important. So Venus rules Libra and Taurus, but Libra mainly. So Libra is you, your physical health, your body. Taurus is joint finances and relationships and business in the 8th house. 8th house is your in-laws. 8th house is research and the occult. It's sex. It's a person's psychology. Their psychological baggage. It's sun ups and downs, transformation, death, taxes, inheritance. It's other people's money. So all of this is being brought into the 6th house with this eclipse. 8th house is also surgeries, before I forget. So 6th house is health issues, accidents. It's your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's debt. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's your coworkers. It's service. So, with Venus being here with this eclipse, we see there could be a major change with your physical health. So you need to be very careful during this eclipse. There could be an accident. There could be a health issue that comes up. There could be a surgery even. Because Venus is your 8th lord of surgeries. It's in the 6th house of health issues. Also, if there is a surgery, it could be tied to your lower belly, lower back. That's what the 6th house represents. So, also, you could suddenly get a pet. A maternal aunt or uncle could get a surgery as well. There could be a big change in your work, in your everyday routines. There could be a big change with your coworkers. There could be a sudden change when it comes to your debt. Maybe you're overcoming debt. You can defeat your enemies with this eclipse. Because remember, 8th Lord of Endings, of Death, is coming to the 6th house. I'm not saying your enemies could necessarily die, but they could be defeated. Now, I advocate you go out there destroying your enemies now, Libra. But yeah, definitely health, though, is the biggest concern here. So, be careful. Don't take too big of risks during this eclipse. I know it sounds like a cliche to say, I swear every astrologer says that, but in your case, it's true. Don't take too big of risks on April 8th. Alright, moving on to Scorpio, though. Alright, Scorpio. So, solar eclipse is taking place in your 5th house. So, Sun, Moon, and Rahu, or Ketu, are always a part of the eclipse when it's a solar eclipse. So Venus becomes the most important part here, because Venus isn't always part of the solar eclipse. Venus is the ruler of your 7th and your 12th house, with Taurus and Libra. But it rules Libra mainly. So, all this is going into your 5th house. 12th house is losses, investments, because you gotta temporarily lose money to make money when you're investing. It's foreign travel, foreign people. It's bed pleasure, sex and sleep. It's losses of all kinds. I think I repeated myself there, but oh well. It's also anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's spirituality. 7th house is relationships, business partner. It's 10th from the 10th. It's the higher form of your career, your status, your fame. It's 4th from the 4th. It's a higher form of your comfort and your happiness. So, all this is going into your 5th house. 5th house is romance, fun and games, education, children. It's students. It's your subordinates at work. 5th house is speculative gain through gambling, through business, through stock market. So, we definitely see there could be a new romance that takes place. 7th Lord of relationships, 12th Lord of sex is in the 5th house of romance. Definitely there could be a new romance. There could be spiritual education. There could be romance with a foreigner in particular with this. You could be investing. It could definitely be a gamble when you invest money, so watch out for that. But there could be something big where one of your investments pays off on April 8th. Maybe you make significant gains. Good for you. But you could also be having children with your, partner in relationships. There could be, significant fortune when it comes to business. Because 5th house is your past life good deeds, your past life fortune. Remember, 9th house is luck and fortune. 5th house is 9th from the 9th. It's the higher form of that. But yeah, you could also be receiving education during this time. You could have foreign students, foreign subordinates at work. But children could deal with struggles. during this time. There could be loss that comes to the children. Maybe they're having financial struggles. That could also be there. There could be a sudden change in their life. Remember, from the 5th house, the 8th Lord is getting involved. So there could be a sudden change in your child's life on April 8th. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I need a drink. 1 second. Okay, Sagittarius. So, this solar eclipse is taking place in your 4th house. So, Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved in a solar eclipse. But Venus is getting involved now. So Venus is your 6th Lord, ruling Taurus, and your 11th Lord, ruling Libra. But Libra is what it mainly rules. So, we'll start with the 6th house. 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's your coworkers. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's health issues, accidents. It's debt. It's service. 11th house is your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles, your friends. 11th house is your network circle, large organizations. It's your hopes, wishes, desires. It's financial gain. It's second from the 10th house. It's the gain of your status as well. So all of this is being brought into your 4th house. 4th house is your mother, home, land, real estate, vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. So, we do see there could be a health issue that your mother is going to deal with. There could be an accident. In particular, a car accident. So definitely, be careful. Get car insurance. Wear your damn seatbelt. Be safe. It's definitely something, be careful. But also, your maternal aunts and uncles could come to visit your mother. Could come to visit you. 4th house is your home after all. There can also be debt taken on behalf of a home. It's also your 11th Lord of Gain, so you could gain a home. Your elder sibling could come to visit as well. Paternal aunts and uncles could come to visit. But yeah, you could gain property during this eclipse. You could gain a car. Your friends could come to visit as well. But yeah, there can be financial gain from something you're doing at home. Maybe you're working from home. 6th Lord of Works involved here. There could be some accident at home. So be careful. But yeah, there could also be conflict with your mother. Hopefully not, but it can definitely be there. But the big thing is 11th Lord of Gain is being involved. Remember, Venus mainly rules Libra. So definitely there could be financial gain, gain of a home, gain of a car. But yeah, April 8th. It's looking pretty good for the most part, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. The solar eclipse is taking place in your 3rd house. So, Sun, Moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved with the solar eclipse. But now Venus is getting involved. Venus is your 5th and your 10th Lord, ruling Taurus and Libra, but it mainly rules Libra. So, 5th house is romance, fun and games, children, your students, It's your subordinates at work. It's your education. It's 8th from the 10th house. It's the sudden change and transformation of your career. 5th house is politics. It's speculative gain through gambling, through business, through stock market. It's 9th from the 9th house. It's the higher form of your luck and fortune. Because 5th house is your past life good fortune. 5th house is also creativity. Art, media. Because higher form of the 3rd house as well. 3rd from the 3rd. Now, 10th house is your career, your status, your fame. It's government. It's your workplace, your managers, your bosses, your coworkers, all the people you deal with at work. It's also your karmic actions that the world notices, so this applies even if you're retired. All this is being brought to the 3rd house. So 3rd house is travel. Short distance travel or even foreign travel. Because it's 12th from the 4th house. Furthest place from your homeland. It's also communication of all kinds, including writing. It's media, marketing, sales, internet. It's your skills. It's your effort. It's art. It's sports. It's your younger siblings, your neighbors, your cousins. So all this from the 5th and 10th house is being brought into this 3rd house. So there could be something significant with your sibling's career. With your younger sibling, with your cousins even. If you're involved in media, marketing, sales, writing, sports, creativity, there could be significant change with your career. 5th lord of change of career is being involved. And 3rd house is 8th from the 8th. It's the higher form of transformation. Transformation of your career, mainly because Libra is the main sign ruled by Venus. Also, your children could be getting involved in sports if you have children. You could be getting education that, tied to new skills, learning new skills. You could be doing something creative when it comes to writing, when it comes to media, arts. There could be travel where there's romance involved because 5th lord is involved. 5th house of romance. But for the most part, this is going to be tied to your career for most people. Career and fame. Maybe you get famous as a YouTuber on April 8th. Maybe one of your videos blows up. But alright, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Sorry, just realized that looked like a lot in your 2nd house. The solar eclipse in your 2nd house. Sun, moon, and either Rahu or Ketu are always involved with an eclipse. So the important part of this eclipse becomes Venus. So Venus rules your 4th and your 9th house. Taurus and Libra. But mainly Libra. That's the main sign that Venus rules. So 4th house is your mother. Home, land, real estate, vehicles, your comfort and your happiness. 9th house is your father figures. 4th house is also mother figures, of course. 9th house is also your teachers, gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel, it's pilgrimage. It's publishing. It's also 5th from the 5th. It's the higher form of creativity. 9th house is luck and fortune. It's also higher education. So all of this is being brought into your 2nd house. Second house is your family, your earnings, your savings. It's your speech. It's your face. So, there can definitely be significant family matters right now, especially with your mother and with your father, because they're both getting involved here. There can be significant luck when it comes to earning money, because the ninth lord of luck is now in your second house of earnings, savings. You could be making money through real estate, through vehicles. Maybe you sell a home, sell a car. But for the most part, I do see a lot could be going on with your family. But alright, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces, if I can click on the 12. Okay, there we go. Alright, Pisces. So, the solar eclipse is taking place in your Ascendant. Sun, Moon, and Rahu or Ketu are always a part of the eclipse. So, the important part here becomes Venus in the Ascendant. Venus rules your third house and your eighth house. Third house of Taurus, eighth house of Libra. But it rules the eighth house mainly. Libra is the main sign Venus rules. So, third house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's short distance travel and even foreign travel, because it's 12th from the fourth house. It's the furthest place away from your homeland. Third house is also media, marketing, sales. It's your skills, it's your effort. It's communications of all kinds, including writing. It's also the internet. So, all of this is being brought to the first house, along with the eighth house energy. So, eighth house is joint finances and relationships and business. It's your in-laws. It's death, inheritance, taxes, other people's finances. It's sex. It's sun ups and downs, transformation. It's other people's money. It's also research in the occult. So all of this is being brought to the first house. First house is you, your physical health, your body. Also eighth house energy, I forgot, is surgery. So you could be getting a surgery during this transit. You could be going through sun ups and downs and transformation. Remember, third house is eighth from the eighth, and Venus is ruling both. There could be a major change in your life during this eclipse. This could literally be life-changing. There could be a major change with your health. Maybe significant health improvements here. There could be something very significant with your younger sibling. If you're in a relationship, something very significant with your father-in-law. Because the eighth lord of in-laws and the third lord are going to the first house. Third house is your spouse's father-in-law. So, there could be something significant with your in-laws, in particular your father-in-law. If you're involved in research, the occult, media, this can be very big for you. Because all of this is coming to you. If you're involved in research, there could be significant research that takes place here. Maybe you're involved in health research with this. Other people's money could be coming to you through your skills. You could suddenly travel. Third lord of travel is here. Maybe younger siblings coming to visit you. A cousin could be coming to visit you. Your in-laws could be coming to visit. Hopefully not. But this is what we're seeing for you, though, Pisces. Definitely expect major change, though, for your life with this eclipse. Okay. But yeah, that's what I have for all of you, though. Definitely expect a big change in your life to take place on that April 8th solar eclipse. During that April 8th solar eclipse, I mean. But yeah, if y'all have liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me in the channel. If you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.